I am live. I don't know why it does that, but hey, it is what it is. Ask me. Wow, I got a thumbs up without a viewer. Hey, what's up, Alan? So, doing a lot of work, uh, and it takes time, and I'm learning quickly that to a certain point in business, we are the SOP of the company. We what's an SOP? Standard operating procedure. Uh, we're the ones that make the company run. We hire people to help us, but they're really not there to do a job. Um, they help us be able to do more work. They help us with a lot of things. It's not a job, so to speak. Um, but then at some point, we cross a line where all of a sudden, it's really a job. Um, and I guess reality hit me. Hell, when did we go to the warehouse? What's today? Wednesday? Monday? I walked into my warehouse in Arizona, and I wish it was videotaped. Um, but there's a lot of stuff out. I didn't know what was going to be out. Um, and there's all this equipment that I've bought over the last 18 months. The last time I was here was 18 months ago. So there's all this equipment. I have this electronic thing, pallet stacker, walk behind forklift type machine. It will lift like 3,000 pounds. So it's kind of more like a forklift that the forks will raise up 6, 7 feet in the air. I mean, this thing's big 24-volt batteries in it. Um, we bought it to load and unload trucks with. It's more maneuverable than an actual forklift. So we have this thing. Honestly, I couldn't even turn it on. I have no idea how to do it. I have a semi-automatic shrink wrap machine. It's the coolest looking machine. I want to play with it. I don't know how to turn it on. It's it's when I started to realize that my business has outgrown me, and these things need to be documented so that what if something happened and I needed to step in the warehouse? I wouldn't even know how to do anything, guys. My shipping plans, I don't know how to build a shipping plan anymore. I don't know how to, uh, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to turn it on. I don't know how to run the machines. I don't know how to make my own equipment work. That's part of the problem. If going back to last week with this data explosion thing, everything's up in my head. Too much information is stored in my head, and I try to teach people when they need to know. And well, this database is no big deal until I need it. Then it's a big deal. Nobody's been keeping this database up to date over the last 12 years of being in business. Once in a while, we run in and touch it up a little, but it's never actually been something that we focused on. Well, now all of a sudden, this database is very important in processing orders for my company. Well, okay, it's got to be rebuilt. While I'm rebuilding it, we also find out that the system it's going into has issues. It is not my system, so I have no control over it. It belongs to the manufacturer, He knows that it's old, he knows it's outdated, and he knows he needs to bring it into the 21st century, 22nd century, whatever frickin' century we're in right now. He knows he needs to bring it at least past the 1980s. This is very old software that he uses. I didn't know that. So that's an issue. So all these problems are starting to pop up. And I guess I titled this because so much information's in my head that I actually need to get out on paper in forms of SOPs. I have this paid group for Q4 that I really want to focus on. I had a wonderful webinar Monday night in the group, so I'm glad I was able to spend the time and show them. And the product's still live. I don't see anybody listed on it, but I do see the product is live on Amazon still. So I don't know exactly how much I'm going to be on YouTube, guys. I have a lot of work. Each time I look at one little section, like I was like, oh, to fix the database, this is all we need. We need this little checklist to be filled out. And on the last line says, make sure that the database is up to date. Well, guess what? By doing this, I found out that I had all these other problems along the way, which are now being fixed. One of them is my own SKUs. I found in eBay that 4 different items in 4 different colors have the same SKU, so nobody knows what they're supposed to send to the customer when it sells. That is a problem. I kind of joke about it. I laugh about it a little, but it's a serious, serious problem. Spazzy Lab, a problem like you are describing sounds like growth. Your company has outgrown the existing systems. Yes, it has. I heard you look, I got my own troll, guys. Look in the chat. Oh, somebody give me a screenshot. Okay, I got a screenshot. I got a better one, Tanya. Watch this. But I have a screenshot of him. I'm going to put him on Facebook. I'm going to make him just as famous. I love how he used the rainbow flag. Yes, I make no money on Amazon. I'm so glad you stopped by. I got my own troll, Lori. He even named himself after me. Yeah, somebody in the room's got putting up fake stuff. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it, baby. I'll show you later. So anyway, like I was saying, I don't know. I'm having a good time with those types of people now. I'm not going to be around a lot because there's a lot of work coming up, guys. I really need to start focusing on my money, where I make my money. Although this one person in chat feels that I don't make money, my money, the majority of my money comes from selling products on the internet. So I have to follow that. And when there's a problem like I'm having, I need to focus on that. So I want to jump on here and tell you about some of the problems. One of the things I want you to take away from this is maybe you need to look at your own processes and procedures. Is everything in your head? If something were to happen to you right now, would you be able to shut down, put your eBay store on vacation? Would you be able to does somebody know to answer your questions on how do you know that was a troll? They used my name. I mean, come on. They use my name, Jonathan. Unless you're a troll too. So if you keep it up, I'll freaking boot you just like I booted him. Um. Anyway, back to what I was doing. This is what I think you should take away is that you actually learned. You learned that from my mistakes. I really hope one person learns from my mistakes. If I learn from one person, goodbye, gone. Um, I have no problems with those guys. It doesn't bother me anymore. These guys are not going to bother me. Um, Understand that if I can reach one person, as you grow your business, you need to put these SOPs on paper, in video, whatever it takes to get it out there. Greg Taylor says exactly what I've been doing, writing and now filming everything I do. It's very important that you document your steps, guys. How are you going to train somebody to do what you need them to do if you don't have a process and a procedure? So now that I have my little checklist, now I got to go through and make a procedure, a process, a step-by-step guide for every single line in this thing and how it needs to get filled out, which means that I need to make processes for everything that's on there, like is the listing done on Amazon, eBay, Walmart? I am so small right now, not a problem. But what if you have overnight success, Tanya? What if you had to bring, what if something happened and you needed, um, what if you needed somebody to take over for you? Um, uh, what is that? Uh, what do you do? This is why up a creek, and you're so small, and I'm not picking on you, Tanya. Understand? I'm not. I never pick on you. You know that. You're relatively such a small seller, and yet I'd be in the same situation. Actually, I'd be worse off. I have family. I have people that depend on me. I have a lot of people that get their support from this business, and I'd be in deep doo doo. You need a pen, babe? Here's a purple one. All right. Um, so, understand that I just put this out there because that's what I'm going through right now. If I would continue to grow because my systems, and somebody earlier said that I have this, Spazzy Lab said I was had outgrown my systems, and he's right. If I would have continued to do what I was doing, if we just continued building, it would have eventually all fallen in on itself because the foundation wasn't solid enough. It depends on me too much. Too many people come to me for an answer. Everybody's saying hi because they seen you walking back and forth. She's filling out her portion of the personal data. We're going to try to have some kind of documentation of our wishes in case something happens to either of us by the end of the year. It's going to take some time. I'm actually speaking with a guy right now who's a financial wizard for a lot of big shot. All got introduced to him, but I got introduced to him, and he's going to work with me and try and give me a little guidance through all this. Thanks, but I wish I could give it back to you. Still remove that SOP. Bye. Anybody needs $5, I'll figure out how to send it to you. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know why I can't hide him, but that's fine. I don't really care. At least I got $5 out of him. So you need to have systems and processes in place. I I I know for me it's going to be a very difficult thing to actually sit down and go, okay, if then. The problem is you need quiet to be able to do it. After all your research, what do you think about selling insurance? I'm not sure what you're asking about selling insurance. I'm not going to sell. I wasn't planning on selling. I never was planning on selling insurance. All I did was get a term life insurance policy in case something happened to me. If I said that I was going to sell insurance, I'm sorry. I misspoke that day. I am not. I don't have any plans on selling insurance, Walter. Um, this is a big deal, guys. This is something that's going to be tough to do. It's going to involve. What I'm finding is Taylor's Place. John, your tips on the quantity discounts instead of running a percentage off really helped me with a couple of my items on eBay. I wish I did this through StreamYard. Sorry, I didn't. Taylor's Place says, John, your tips on the quantity discounts instead of running a percentage off really helped me with a couple of my items on eBay. So there are, I'm glad you made it, Link Surplus. Listen, I'm glad you picked something up out of that. That really is a big deal for me. There's a lot of things you can do if you go in and play around, work on this stuff. Um, it was, it's something that I do. A lot of my items, I got people that buy 30, 40, 50 items from me. Now, don't think that's millions of dollars. Some of my items are as low as, I believe my lowest priced item is like 248 or 249 a piece. I have those type of prices on Amazon as well. You have to really know what you're doing when it comes to sales. Guys, understand something, please. If I'm not here for 3 or 4 days, it's not because I'm off pouting about these freaking stupid trolls running around leaving me thumbs down. They actually help my algorithm in YouTube, so they actually benefit me, so I'm thankful. They come around, throw me $5 tips once in a while. We got a $5 tip on YouTube from one of my haters. So that's okay too. I appreciate the money. As you know, I'm broke. So I don't know how to end this, but to tell you, listen, if you have a written out process and somebody knows where it is, at least you're not the only one that knows it. It really is. It shows if you write out your process in full and you put it somewhere and somebody knows where it is, at least if something happens, they have something to fall back on to start with. Guys, listen, this little tiny problem, and you have to understand when it started, it was 2 customers got the wrong products. But it happened on the same day. So it was more than just a mistake to me. When I called the owner of the manufacturer, he said, I'm absolutely positive it was more than a mistake. I agree with you wholeheartedly. The 2 of us were the only 2 that believed it was more than just a simple mistake. We started digging into it and we found a lot of little pieces where the band-aids we have either of us have put on over the years in my company and in his company, we're starting to peel away. It's not this major problem. The problem is when we go to fix the little tiny little thing, it magnifies all the other things throughout the system. So I need to go in and tweak my systems. Not a big deal. What is the big deal is I need to document them, pen the paper. I have a pink pen, and I don't know why I've been writing in pink, but I've been writing in pink. I've been using pink and purple over red and over black and blue uh, because it stands out a little more. It also tells me when I was writing. It's during this major issue. Listen, guys, if you really want to learn about what I'm doing with this and you're not a member of my No BS group, you really need to join my No BS group on Facebook. That's where I write every morning about this, what I'm doing, how am I fixing it, why is it taking so long? Like the database is being rebuilt. I'm not rebuilding it, but until it's rebuilt and we take a piece of it and we test it and we know that that's exactly how we want it, I'm not going to move on to another part, because if I move on to another part, then if I go back and have to change something, then all I'm doing is changing everything again. So I'm fixing the main issue right now. Walter says we call it root cause analysis in tech support. Yeah, it is. It is the root cause. The root cause of it is too much data is in my head. Taylor's Place says emergency operation teaches the SOPs should be written so a person off the street can walk in and do whatever it is you're writing the SOP for. I'm not quite sure it's going to be somebody walking in off the street that's going to be able to close down my eBay, but it will be pretty dang close. I have learned how to write a step-by-step checklist from teaching Alejandro how to help me run my company. That has really been very helpful to learn how to work with a VA in a step-by-step process, because they don't know. And when I show him, I make him share my screen, share his screen, and he goes through it. And when he stumbles, we know we need to add a step. So we go in and we write in a step right there on the spot. We add the step. So right now, like he does my pay-per-click. He does pay-per-click for me. So the pay-per-click step-by-step process, he went through the whole thing, and it was like, yeah, okay, this works. And then he stumbled on the last little bit of it, and we were like, oh, stop. We figured out why he was stumbling, and then we added the steps that he was stumbling through. So my wife probably could walk through it, although there's some terms in there that she probably wouldn't understand, like sign into SC, which is Seller Central, which I guess I need to change that so that it's not such an issue. But guys, you have to understand, if you don't see me for 2 or 3 days or 4 days or a week, it's because I'm working on these SOPs. Sometimes I'll need to lock myself away for a few hours to actually break out what's in my brain on the paper. Yeah, but I used to watch a show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Some of them fifth graders are pretty freaking smart, man. I hope I look skinnier on camera. I know it adds 10 pounds, but I don't know if I've actually lost any weight. But I feel that my face has thinned out. Hey, Pat D's, just in time for me to say goodbye. You kind of stumble in all the time, buddy, when I'm getting ready to leave. I haven't seen you in a while. These processes are important. They are very, very important. You got to make sure. Tanya Davison says, we're at a legend to the doc to explain acronyms. That's another great idea. Thank you, Tanya. I'm actually going to write that down. For we put in over 6,000 steps, right? This morning it was over 6,000 steps before breakfast, guys.
Well, I don't know because.
And understand it's only 2:45
we
there.
walked around Walmart. You put it on Facebook.
Joan the seller says, I love selling small items. So do I. I have a lot of small items.
Well, since going to Walmart, I'm at 7,660.
We're at like 7,600 steps for the day. We're going to keep going. I don't think I'm going to be able to swim, Josie. It's the pool's kind of small. It's like kick, stroke, done. You're at the other end. It's not a pool. Taylor's Place, thank you very much. You have a blessed day, buddy. And I'm going to be getting out of here too, guys. Understand that this is something I'll be working on for a while. Is these processes. It's important that we get them knocked out. It's important that I get them documented, and it's important that my employees understand how we need to use them. As we put these processes in, we're actually stopping and doing what we need to do. Like the database, that's getting caught up right now. It's being rebuilt and caught up to this very minute. When I go to start making sure that all the SKUs are proper, I'm finding some issues in some of my listings where I'm missing a product that should have been listed, or a listing got deleted, or something like that. At Homeless Millionaire, I'm wondering that by fixing the issue alone, that you are still going to have no one be able to do it without you over their shoulder. No, actually, that's what we've been talking about, Liquidation King. He basically, what he's saying is by me fixing the issue, is anybody going to be able to do it without me looking over the shoulder? That's what I'm working on, is the actual documented process, the step-by-step of how to do it so that I don't have to watch over somebody's shoulder. And I'm putting in what's called safe checks, or I think they're called safeguards or something like that, where you actually there's actually going to be a step where somebody or something happens to show that that step was done. It allows me to, I feel like when I'm done, I will be able to grow bigger if I choose to. That does not mean I will want to. Guys, understand something. We're coming up on a half an hour. I didn't expect to be on here that long. I really want to get into some writing today for this stuff. All right, Sam, bye. He's going to watch the replay. I'm going to get out of here. Remember a few things. Don't let the haters get you down. They even paid me today. Nice guys or girls. God loves you. He really does, man. I hope that God blesses you in abundance. And finally, you got to get off your ass and you got to go to work. Hold on. Judy H says, John, you as SEO should not be the one writing the SOPs. It should be the person that is doing that specific job task. You as CEO should approve the SOP. You can't get ownership by the employee if you do all the writing of the SOPs. I 100% agree. This, unfortunately, is an SOP of things that I should have been doing all along that an employee really should be doing. And you're right, an employee should be doing it. My problem is because I never had a process or a procedure, I kind of half-assed did it when I found a few minutes. I don't even have an idea. Well, you're over my head, Judy. Quality management says, I don't know, I have no idea what that means.
There's a Cotton Plus thrift store right in Verona.
So anyway, I got to get out of here, guys. You all have a blessed day. Remember, God loves you. God bless. And as I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to get off my ass while I'm going to sit in this big comfy chair and write some SOPs. Bye, guys.
I'm trying to say there's a thrift store next